Bienvenidos al departamento de San Andrés y Providencia. Today we are exploring the smallest department of Colombia, which is made up of the islands of San Andrés, Providencia, and Santa Catalina. Even though the islands are part of Colombia, we're actually a whole lot closer to Nicaragua. These days, the islands have a reputation as a holiday destination, but there is a lot more going on here than all-inclusive beach resorts. We're talking pirates, Puritans, and long-lost treasure. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to find some. So my partner and I are gonna spend a week here exploring around the island, but first we have to find a way to get around. So let's go find some bikes. Now this island is home to a mix of cultures, and that is perhaps no more evident than in their local dialect, San Andrés Creole. So we just biked through Las Lomas, which is the more local neighborhood of the island, and now we've stopped at this place called Laguna Big Lake, and I have a feeling I can meet some people here who might help me learn a little Creole.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Before colonization, the San Andrés Islands were occupied by the Mestizo indigenous people. The Spanish arrived in the 1520s, the Dutch a few years later, and by the 1620s, the English had arrived who began to bring slaves from Africa. However, the origins of San Andrés Creole can perhaps most be traced back to the arrival of Jamaican slaves in the 1700s. While the ruling Spanish crown continued to push for Spanish as the dominant language, the people of San Andrés continued to use San Andrés Creole for years. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola.
Un elefante.
Se llama elefante.
Toma el micrófono y dice mi nota criol. Voy a aprender muchos más idiomas que tú. Voy a enseñarte los idiomas.
Okay.
Vamos a decir Colombia.
Colombia. ¡Viva Colombia!
¡Viva Colombia!
Parte de nuestra historia venimos de los esclavos. En el Caribe, varias islas hablamos el mismo idioma, porque nosotros éramos esclavos, entonces inventamos ese idioma para poder comunicarnos entre esclavos. Tenemos África en nuestra sangre, el reggae viene con nosotros, el reggae está en nosotros. Es una conexión realmente impresionante, el reggae con nosotros, el mismo lenguaje del Caribe.
Reggae music is huge here in San Andrés. In the 1980s, the local reggae band, the Rebels, grew to international recognition with their songs about typical island life in San Andrés. Their rise in popularity helped bring San Andrés reggae to an international scale.
Mi nombre artístico es Big Bam de Huartán, de aquí de San Andrés Islas. Yo hago dúo con uno de mis amigos que se llama Raja de Aligueta, Big Show for You. El idioma en que yo canto es en Creole. I sing in a Creole, that's my language, that's my native language. Me singing a Creole, me talking a Creole. And we want to carry the Creole language to the world. Nosotros somos raizales, esa parte de la cultura se está perdiendo. Por eso aquí estamos tratando de retomar nuestras culturas. Estamos luchando por volver a escuchar nuestra música aquí en la isla. Yo, Raja! Send me wake up this morning with that slight little feelings in party.
Big Bam me hizo este coco loco. Es la bebida típica de la isla y tiene mucho agua. Es como cognac, whisky, gin, vodka y agua de coco. Oh my God. Es muy fuerte. Estamos buscando una estatua de Poseidon que aparentemente está debajo del agua, pero no estamos seguros dónde está exactamente. Entonces estamos explorando. The ocean surrounding San Andrés is known as El Mar de Siete Colores, or the Sea of Seven Colors, and it's pretty easy to see why. A diverse coral reef is what gives the water its signature colors, and this is actually the third largest coral reef in the world. It's home to thousands of species, from colorful coral to friendly fish. Coral reefs around the world are universally threatened due to irresponsible tourism, overfishing, and rising temperatures. However, as tourists, we can visit coral reefs responsibly by remembering not to touch the wildlife and always remembering our reef-safe sunscreen.
Es más o menos 6 de la mañana. Yo fui a esta playa para nadar en el amanecer. Hoy es mi cumpleaños y espero que eso es un buen señal para este año, para esta vida.
Over the years, the San Andrés Islands have rarely known independence from colonial powers. Since the 1500s, they've been occupied by the Spanish, the Dutch, and the British, and they've been at the center of territorial disputes between Panama, Colombia, and Nicaragua. However, colonial powers weren't the only thing these islands had to worry about. For centuries, pirates called these islands home, using them as a base to loot passing ships. One of the most well-known of these pirates was Captain Henry Morgan himself, perhaps better known as a rum bottle, but actually one of the most infamous pirates of the Caribbean. Now, legend has it that Captain Morgan was worried his immense wealth would make him too much of a target to his enemies, so he sought a place to hide it all. He eventually chose a deep cave off the coast of San Andrés, and the treasure is said to still be buried there. No one's yet to find it, but it doesn't hurt to go look, right? Can you see the treasure?
I can. It's right there.
Henry Morgan nació en Inglaterra en 1635. Tuvo 48 mujeres y 120 hijos reconocidos. Él murió de sífilis. Tenemos los machetes y las espadas y tenemos el más importante de todos, es el cañón. Él tenía una distancia de 250 metros y lo usaban 3 veces al día ya que se recalentaba mucho.
¿Por qué el coco es tan importante para nuestra etnia? ¿Por qué lo consideramos nuestro patrimonio? Pues anteriormente nuestra fuente de ingresos primordial basaba en la venta del coco. Si ya el nativo pelaba el coco y pasaba por el calibrador, no se puede vender. Y se atasca, es excelente. Y con este peine, que las nativas alisaban el cabello, lo calentaban al fuego, se echaban aceite de coco y ya después se daban una alisada.
So this friendly Peruvian family adopted me to learn some calypso dancing, but this is definitely a case of spot the gringa.
Esta mañana estamos yendo a la otra isla, Providencia. Hay 2 opciones para ir. Tú puedes tomar un barco de 3 horas o un avión de 30 minutos. Y entonces estamos caminando por el aeropuerto porque son el mismo precio. Estoy muy emocionada porque he escuchado que Providencia está muy tranquilo, hay tanta naturaleza y vamos a ver. Estamos acá en Providencia. Fuimos a nuestra posada, rentamos un moto y estamos explorando la isla. Encontramos esta playa al lado de la selva. Es mágico, hay tantas plantas y árboles y me encantan todo. Mi amigo Big Bum me recomendó un otro bar de reggae. Se llama Rollins y entonces vamos a escuchar un poquito más reggae y tal vez hacer algunos más amigos. This morning I'm so excited because we are going to hike to the tallest peak in the archipelago. It's here on Providencia Island and it's called El Pico. It stands at a whopping 360 meters above sea level, but you have to remember we're starting at sea level. The hike begins just beyond this guy, so vamos. How long have you been a guide on this mountain?
I'm a peak guide doing this activity more than 25 years.
Antibiotic plant?
Yes, it will kill all infection that you have in your body. Because first we didn't have no pharmacy. We used to have to use the medicine plants. My mother, 8 years, and she never go to the hospital. She used the plants.
¿Encontraste aguas?
Sí.
Ah, mira.
La isla tiene 18 kilómetros, estamos alrededor del mar. Todo el mundo se conoce a todo. Hay mucha unión entre la gente. No hay violencia.
Down there? Bottom house.
Mi mamá tuvo 10 hijos. Nosotros cultivábamos la tierra, el plátano, el cartón, la patilla, la caña de azúcar. Todos esos productos los sacábamos al mercado a vender. Y de eso nos sosteníamos nosotros.
In November 2020, Hurricane Iota passed through the Atlantic, hitting the islands of San Andrés, Providencia, and Santa Catalina with a force of 1.5. Aftermath of the hurricane, combined with the COVID-19 pandemic, completely destroyed certain parts of infrastructure all around the islands, and the community is still working to rebuild.
El huracán ha destruido toda la isla. A mí me cortó la cabeza una teja. Tuve que estar 6 meses en una carpa, mojándome todas las noches. He sufrido mucho, casi me muero también porque es que me enfermé. El turismo es nuestra mayor fuente de trabajo aquí. Es muy bueno que el turista venga para ayudar el progreso de la isla.
Now we're crossing the Santa Catalina Island, which is the third and final island in the archipelago. To get there, you have to cross this bridge from Providence Island into Santa Catalina, and you can't actually drive. It's all foot traffic. All this swimming and hiking has made me hungry, so let's find a place to eat.
My mother-in-law, she was the first owner of this restaurant. She was here for more than 40 years. She say, you have to continue like the tradition. You cannot rent it, you cannot sell it, you cannot give it to no one. It have to be like a family business. Me and my husband and my kids, everyone help, because my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, all of them is from this island. This island was given to us according for the shed of the blood of our ancestors, for slavery. They come from Africa to Jamaica, from Jamaica to the island with Philip Beatman Livingston. He was a Baptist preacher. He reached on the island. The black people, they used to farm. He teach them to read and write, and he delivered the island. For example, my title Livingston. We'll say everybody on the island is fisherman, because when we was a small kids, we used to come on this same beach with our father. And you know, with an island, we throw out there and we'd catch some snapper this size, you know, so big fish. They try to teach us to survive with what we have around us. So you learn to swim, you learn to ride horse, you learn to fishing, and we're trying to bring back up agriculture. Shrimps, camarón al ajillo.
A little spicy?
Yeah, pepper from the island.
Okay. A little on there. Oh, or a lot?
That really ties it together. How much?
Now, this department might be the smallest in Colombia, but in the time I spent here, the deep pride of the locals and the celebration of their own unique culture was evident everywhere. The natural beauty here certainly made an impact, but it's the people I'll remember forever. So with that being said, which department should I explore next?
Es todo por San Andrés. Nos vemos la próxima vez.